Building in South Omaha that's been a staple in the community for decades could soon be going away.
Our Marlo Lundak says that neighbors are concerned and feel like a trust has been broken. She joins us live in the studio.
The South Omaha youth sports nonprofit organization PACE is facing backlash once again. Our partners at the Flatwater Free Press report that the Corrigan Senior Center was donated to PACE for just $1 back in 2022 with the promise of continuing the senior services that are run through the building there. But after facing a conspiracy fraud scandal involving their leadership, PACE is now selling that donated building for a profit of $500,000. Tonight at a South Omaha neighborhood meeting, those who have been involved in the Corrigan Senior Center and neighborhood for decades shared their concerns about the building's future. They tell 6 News and the Flatwater Free Press that PACE will no longer communicate with the Corrigan Neighborhood Association, and that they did not offer to buy the building, to donate the building back to the community.
You know, we're trying for the seniors. I mean, that is our, and we have nothing against the kids or the youth programs, the sports programs. We don't want it to be, like I said, for either one to be hurt. But there's some lessons here about communication, transparency, and just how you should handle business. And we were minimized with it, so it's hard not to be upset.
6 News has reached out to the director of PACE but did not receive a response. Councilmember Ron Hugg told community members tonight that he's hopeful these two deeply embedded South Omaha organizations can find a compromise. He says he's fully invested in ensuring the senior center will stay active and says there is financial viability for the building to continue to serve that purpose. But right now, the matter will have to play out in court. Guys.
Well, tomorrow our partners at Flatwater Free Press will have an in-depth article regarding the sale of this senior facility. You can find that article on our website, wwt.com. You can also subscribe to the Flatwater Free Press for their latest reporting. You can head to flatwaterfreepress.org and click the subscribe button.